Story 1. The Intruder. I have a unique horror story for you that takes place on 4th of July. In my neighborhood, the celebration of Independence Day was always an extraordinary event. People would go all out with their firework displays, turning the night sky into a dazzling spectacle. That year, however, something strange happened that would forever change the way I saw that holiday. My parents had left for a family gathering, leaving me home alone. As a teenager, having the house to myself was a rare treat. I spent the days leading up to the 4th relaxing, enjoying the freedom to indulge in junk food and, binge watching my own favorite shows. On the night of the 4th, the fireworks began earlier than usual, filling the air with explosions and vibrant colors. The constant barrage of loud bangs and crackles made it impossible to concentrate on anything else. Felt as if the entire neighborhood had become a war zone, but instead of bombs, fireworks reigned supreme. As I sat in the living room, trying to read a book to drown out the noise, an unexpected sound shattered the chaos outside. What I heard was a distinct, glass-shattering noise originating from my basement. My heart skipped a beat, and I immediately abandoned my book, fearing that a stray firework had caused damage to my house. Rushing to the basement door, my mind raced with the worst-case scenarios. I grabbed the fire extinguisher on my way, envisioning that I needed to put out a fire. Descending the stairs, the noise of the fireworks still thundering over my head, I entered the fully finished basement. To my shock, there was no sign of fire or even smoke. Instead, my gaze fell upon a towering figure in the corner, standing amidst the broken glass of my basement window. He was rifling through my father's bar, hastily stuffing bottles of liquor into a bag. Panic welled up inside me, but I remained frozen, unsure of how to react. The intruder noticed the sudden illumination as I flicked on my basement light. He turned towards me, and for a moment, our eyes locked in a silent confrontation. He was intimidating, a menacing presence that dwarfed me in size and strength. Without warning, he lunged toward me, wielding a bottle as a makeshift weapon. My survival instinct kicked in, and I instinctively grabbed the fire extinguisher, pulling the lever, unleashing a spray of white foam. The unexpected assault caught the intruder off guard, temporarily disorienting him. Seizing the opportunity, I sprinted up the stairs, heart pounding, and slammed the basement door shut, swiftly turning my lock. Fear consumed me as I realized the gravity of the situation. I immediately dialed the emergency hotline, explaining that an intruder had broken into my home. The police arrived swiftly, but by then, the intruder was gone, leaving behind a trail of stolen liquor and shattered glass. The officers filed a report, but the mysterious man was never caught. Thankfully, he never returned to haunt our home, as far as I was there at least. Since that fateful 4th of July, the sound of fireworks triggers a mix of exhilaration and unease within me. It serves as a reminder of the night when a celebration of freedom collided with the invasion of a stranger. It forever imprinted the holiday with a tinge of lingering dread. Story 2. The Woodwalker. My family had invited me to join them for the 4th of July fireworks, but I was 16 and yearned for a different kind of adventure. My friend, Emma, who had told me about a hidden spot near the river where we could have a bonfire and share ghost stories, invited me to come along. It seemed like a perfect way to spend the evening. I met up with Emma at the agreed upon location. She had brought some snacks and a couple of flashlights. As the sun began to set, we followed a narrow path that led us deeper into the woods. The air was thick with anticipation, and the distant sounds of fireworks echoed through the trees. As we arrived at the clearing near the river, we marveled at the serene beauty of the place. The moonlight danced on the water's surface, casting an ethereal glow. We set up our bonfire and settled down on some logs, ready to immerse ourselves in the tales of the supernatural. We shared stories of haunted houses and mysterious disappearances, each tale sending shivers down our spines. Lost in the thrill of the moment, we failed to notice the subtle change in the atmosphere of the woods. The air turned colder, and an eerie silence enveloped. In ghost stories, when they say air turns cold, it usually means that a spirit is by. Being so young, naive, and unaware of our surroundings, I really didn't connect the two. Suddenly, a blood-curdling scream pierced the stillness. Emma and I exchanged terrified glances. The sound seemed to come from the direction of an old, dilapidated cabin nearby. Goosebumps formed on my arms as we hesitantly approached the source of the scream. With trembling hands, we pushed open the creaking door and stepped into the musty interior. Moonlight filled the cracks, revealing an unsettling scene. The cabin appeared abandoned, with decaying furniture and broken windows. As we cautiously explored the dimly lit rooms, a sense of dread grew within us. Shadows danced on the walls, playing tricks on our minds. It felt as if invisible eyes were watching our every move. The sound of our own breathing seemed amplified in the suffocated silence. Just as we were about to give in to our fears and flee, we heard another scream. Agonizing and desperate. This time, it was accompanied by a guttural growl, sending shivers down our spines. Fear propelled us forward, stupidly, as we followed the chilling sound. We entered a room filled with an otherworldly darkness, broken only by faint moonlight and fireworks popping off. In the corner, we caught a glimpse of a figure, looking twisted and deformed. It lurched towards us with unnatural speed, eyes glowing with a malevolent light. Terror gripped us as we realized we had stumbled upon a creature straight out of our nightmares. It snarled, revealed jagged fangs, and lunged at us. Adrenaline surged through our veins as we turned and sprinted towards the safety of the woods. The creature pursued us, its heavy footsteps echoing behind us. We darted through the trees, branches scraping against our skin, desperate to escape its clutches. Panic fueled our movements as we raced back to the clearing near the river, the creature hot on our heels. With one final burst of energy, we reached the clearing and doused ourselves in the protective glow of the fire. The creature hesitated at the edge of the light, its eyes filled with fury and frustration. It let out a final, unearthly howl before retreating into the darkness. Emma and I collapsed on the ground, gasping for breath, thankful to be alive. We stared at each other in disbelief, realizing the horror we'd just encountered. The 4th of July had turned into a nightmarish ordeal we would never forget, a reminder that sometimes the darkness lurking in the shadows is all too real.